Good evening there, ladies and gentlemen. People's Proletarian Petroleum Prefecture number 222. Food crisis for the people on the hillside. In the little boxes on the hillside. Little boxes made of tiki-taki and so on. They don't have anything to eat for the moment, and my thought was to just wait it out and see what happens, since I figured we can't do anything about it in either case, but we can do something about it. We still have this. The cargo air terminal. So if we do a bit of panic import of food maybe, and we also have the distribution office that is supposed to take care of this, right? This one, yes. We add a place for you. You go here and load stuff. You load food from there, say, and we get ourselves a cargo plane, quick. Here. Cargo only. How much? 22 tons of food. Total capacity. 23 tons of food. It's not a lot, but it is something to hold them whilst we wait for. And how much food do you do? 11 tons. Okay. Then it's settled. We'll have the cargo only or passenger / cargo. No, doesn't work. I don't think that works. This 23 tons of food. Sure, we'll have that. You go beyond the western borders and load food quickly now, please. Load food and then go up here and unload it. To there. Yes, unload. Get going, please. Everyone's waiting for you now. It's all depending on you. Or a lot is depending on you. We can't turn up the speed because it's going to hell in either case. Just that it will go to hell a little bit quicker. And you're off. Hope to see you again pretty soon. There you go, you are loaded on 23 tons of food. Meanwhile, where is the little ship that could but loaded crops instead of food? It's coming too. This one is what it is. Food. Why not simply set it to load food here? And you wouldn't have had this problem. Here's the plane. It's coming in for landing. It is landing. Touchdown. Bumpy runway. No problem for the IL-76. Currently 17 kilometers per hour. And you want to turn off here? Yes. And now I think that we'll get a few trucks coming this way. Yes, we do have fuel here. That's good. Yes, food is being unloaded. Trucks will realize this. And we have related vehicles. One Scania 124. We're going to the base Folk Road cargo station. Is that the tourist place? And that's for tourists. Good prioritization there. Very good prioritization. Why is only one truck coming? There should be more. There should be plenty more. In fact. And down here they're out of food. They're out of food absolutely everywhere. Okay. If we take out the overlay of the satiation, how that is doing? I think it's doing pretty badly. Yes, they're about to starve. Is what they are, and their average productivity gets pretty bad too. 30%. Yes. Okay. This is going to take a while to heal from. But why aren't you sending more trucks? You have them. You're not sending them. The 7,500 now. The plane is back again. Now you're sending. Where are you going? To the storage facility. Yes, that's the important place. Very good. And also we have the valleys food distribution. You can also go and load food from up here. Load food. Meanwhile, how's the ship doing? The ship is citizens' happiness is too low. I realize this, but they do have meat to eat, don't they? They do have meat. Yes, they do have meat. Maybe that does something for them in a situation like this. I don't know. You want 15.55 kilograms of food and 10.36 kilograms of meat, and you got 200% of that. So I suppose you got 22 kilograms of meat then. Abram Viktorovich. You're starving. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Meanwhile, the ship has not yet made it to the port, but the aeroplane is actually taking care of business. Means we have to eat imported food for a while, but I think that they prefer eating imported food to starving. And you're about to dock actually. Yes, so you're halfway through your thing. Oh, this is not going to go well. This is what will the tourists say about us now? Is that your main concern? No, that's not my main concern at all. It's gone down there. Yes, happiness in the nation has probably gone down noticeably too. Yes, and population has also taken a tumble. And you will now empty these warehouses out. You get 1,200 tons of food to bring. This plane is good. It's doing quick work. But very small amounts, so it's the exact opposite of the ship. It's extremely slow, but extremely large amounts. And the plane is extremely fast, but extremely small amounts. Extremely small amounts, 22.5 tons of food. That's not to be scoffed at, that's not nothing. I think if we go, we could have an exciting sight to be seen maybe up at the shopping center here, if food has made it in. Food has made it in, but they're out again. No, they're not. Yes, they are. They got a bit of food and a bit of meat. Ship is underway, I think, again. Yes, it is. Yes, but the tourists, they got food. They have it all. But they're going to complain that they are without service now because all the people working here, their average productivity will not be great. They will be grumpy and they will probably look quite worn and torn, I'd imagine, at this point. What will they think of us? A stupid supreme leader did a silly mistake when changing out a boat, the boat that brings food, so it brought the crops instead. Yes. You could say it's like a precursor to food, but it doesn't really help us here on the mountain side. Not at all. Oh, but I think that we'll recuperate from this eventually. Although not quick enough. Maybe we will recuperate, and we can always, since other places, other towns are doing fine. Is here that we're doing really poorly. With time, as people grow up in other places, they will find free flats here and move in. And then we'll get better average productivity out of them. Eventually. For now, I'm a bit ashamed to admit this. But I have to take responsibility, as the politicians say, and but they just say, I take full responsibility for this. Blah, blah, blah. And then press conference is over. Okay, you took full responsibility. What did you actually do about it? Just uttered the words, I take full responsibility for this terrible situation. Okay. Are you going to do something about it then? About that, we have created a little group of people here that will meet every once in a while and talk about it. Yes, that's taking responsibility. So we'll have a little committee that will analyze what went wrong with the boat and why it brought crops instead of food. And they will issue a report eventually that will be done in about 2070. We estimate that it will be finished, and it will go to the bottom of this and make sure that it doesn't happen again. So there you have it, taking full responsibility. Yes, that report will be like 5,000 pages at the very least, 15,000 if you count all the what you call it, B-log or attachments, yes, and references, reference material, and so on. Yeah. Meanwhile, though, it was simply because I copied the schedule of the old boat. The old boat did not specify to load food. It just had the advanced setup of only allowing food on it. And I made that mistake before. Yes. Let's try not make it again. But where are you? Are you coming? Boat. Yes, and hopefully you're taking, yes, you must have taken the canal, since you're already here. Yes, you're about here now. Very good. We'll be able to feed the people very soon. Very, very soon. We might even be feeding the people slightly. It's a bit unfortunate that the tourists are the ones that are prioritized by the distribution office. But it's what it is. I do not control these things. Quite a few patients waiting for treatment here at the hospital too. 15% satiation. You really got them starving. Oof. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Is this the cargo plane that's coming in? Yes, it is. I don't know what this did, if anything, to put it off maybe slightly. Did give a few people something to eat, I think. But it is this ship that is going to do it for them. For real. Oh. It still has a little bit of a ways to sail. If you look at we can't look, there's not enough accountants to show the stats. Satiation. Is it about 60%? Happiness is pretty damn low. Average productivity is 61%. For the buildings that are in the sphere of influence of Bergsfolk, and here 1,600 people starting to have left. Plenty of them have left. They were fed up by not being fed. Fed up of not being fed. Meanwhile, we keep flying tourists in, and they have plenty of food at the hotels, of course. Must be quite annoying here to be staff and witness the foreigners gouge themselves on flown in, imported, expensive food, whilst we can't get our own crap together. But it's very close. It's very close now. And then we get the proper food distribution back up and running as it's supposed to be. It's this distribution office. I'd imagine that once this boat starts unloading, it's going to send like all of its trucks. I would hope. Yes, it does. Meanwhile, where you get your food, how much have they refilled? They are back to 500 tons stock. Yes, and you're already down to 838. Yeah, they put it in the warehouse, of course, yes. They do. Now you need to drive up the mountain and put this into storage, and then people will be fed. If they can manage to drag themselves onto a cable car and then drag themselves off the cable car and into the shop, standing in what might be a little bit of a queue, since everyone is going to be needing this stuff right now. Yes. I really am terribly sorry, people, about this. Yes, I take full responsibility. I have already taken full responsibility. We don't need the plane anymore. No, you've done your part. Thank you for your service. We sell you immediately. Hey, you have a little bit of food now. $25 tons. And you need 3 kilograms. You got 250% of it. If you can find someone that is like real starving. You have 6% satiation. And you need 16.5 kilograms of food, and you got 200% of it. So you're carrying home like 33 kilograms of food. Yes, and your stats went up by quite a bit. Good for you. Now it is. So yeah, these stats rectify themselves rather quickly when you have rectified the situation, so, as it's always been. But this number, the average productivity, that takes a while to rectify itself. And whilst that's happening, we were not getting a whole lot out of these. Are you 44% happy? I'd imagine that your government loyalty is real low. Yes, should we, this is now rectified as well as we can. We can't do anything else about it. So I suppose then we go and have a look at the new town, the latest edition. How can you think of stuff like this in a time like this where people are starving? Well, it has to be done. I've taken full responsibility, I told you. Meanwhile, the street network is like finished here. Look. Yes, it is. Wonderful. Then we can take out the service roads. Those are not needed anymore. And do a few footpaths. And see what we get in the forms of reachability for everything. And I'm thinking like one down the middle here, preferably. And as we could do something like this. Also on this side, of course. Oh, the snow is falling too. This makes it, the snow makes it so very easy to see what the hell it is that you're trying to do. Sure you don't want to do that? Yes, you appear to be. And these, no, not quite necessary, I don't think. However, these who are here, well, yes, here we'll have like a little through thing for them. Yes, and also here maybe. We can't hook up there, unfortunately. Sauna. You get the connection too. Sure, and these buildings too. Ah, come on then. No, you don't. It's too close, you say. Now we have to remove this and try again. It's the only way. This. Get on with it. But we're not in a rush with this. It was the food that was in a rush. This is this we can take our time with, actually. Doesn't matter at all. As this having the game run at high speed, it sort of stresses me out a little bit with the quick day-night cycling and everything. Is that it? No, that's not it. We need these two. These two need. You can have the convenience of getting straight out there, but your neighbors up here cannot. And here I think, what do we have now? 203 tons of gravel in total for this. 3.2 million rubles or $211,000, or just do it yourself. Okay, construction offices to do this. Yeah, it's the coal ones that are going to be. That will. That's no good, because that will assign the buildings too. I just want the footpaths, you see. Crap. But if I... fine. To work it over a bit then. Yes, and now we wait until these footpaths have been completed, and then we can see what sort of reachability we get for everything, services and such in town. And when that's done, we'll be back here at the People's Proletarian Petroleum Prefecture. And for now, I thank you so very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This was a bit of a catastrophe themed installment, this one. And it was a catastrophe. No other word really applies when it is that bad. No. But you're transporting food around for all that you're worth, which is good. There's even more fiddly little street bits here. Do we need fancy gutters, light the streets? Yes, we want fancy gutter and light the streets here. This is supposed to be a nice town. Aren't all of our towns nice? Yes, of course they are. But you know what I mean. Maybe. Yes, indeed. Thank you so very much for watching. And as usual, a good night as possible under your particular circumstances. Whatever those are. Good night.